Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so this is going to be everything else. The lag is pretty rough right now here. You can't see it, but man. That's what I want. Come on, it's in range. You can do it. Okay, I'll leave that alone for a little while. It's bothering me. All right, so this is everything. So the thing to keep in mind here is that I need a coal, 2 irons and 3 coppers, and 2 oils. Oil! So I don't want to use this space because I want to use that for purple science if I ever decide to double it. I have a horizontal rail line, sort of mapped out here, in so much as I've got an output. There's a copper, a copper, a copper, an iron, and an iron. Although there's a couple of nice irons down here, there's a decent iron here, and not so great copper there. doesn't fit here at all, unfortunately. Now, if I'm willing to get rid of that power line for Hampy and just make this fit somewhere, then I've got a different setup. Then I've got a possibility. So if I put this here, I'm not going to use those two to the north. The output will come to the west, which I will then send north and back onto that main line. That gets me those 2 iron and those 3-4 copper and those 2 iron if I want them as well. So I think this is where it's going to go. But having said that, I am not using this design. I'm going to be redesigning this. So this is a little harder to see, so let me grab the rail one, because the rail isn't going to change either with what I'm doing. So let me check how far down can I put this. So the pinch point here is the rocket silo and this. So if I'm looking at rails, I don't have access to the length of it there, but I have to be careful that this does not go farther south than that. I'm looking at where are my power pole alignments on this, because I want to put this like that. So I'm not going to actually place that there right now, because what I need to do next is power poles. So I'm going to take this guy, which has got a lot of rails and power poles, and you don't have what I want at all. I changed you out. You're worthless to me. I need the one I sent over here. Alright, well, I have time to work on my designs now. So what I want to do is put some vertical bars down here with radar. Somebody's a bit bitter. So that'll get there and start building that. And that'll give me some visibility. Well, hopefully without building too much. Hang on a second, I gotta tease. All right. This one. Just place this already so I can move on. You shouldn't be sitting here. I don't like how I have this set up. This is not good. It's 60 seconds past, so it doesn't just sit there, 5 seconds of inactivity, but it'll leave. How can I design that better? Because I already have send to train enabled. So I guess it's a moot point if the source is capable of delivering, but the sources are not capable of delivering. So maybe I have too many green trains. I have 6. Maybe I should only have 4. So I think maybe I'm going to take one out of service. All right, so maybe that'll keep that rolling. Not enough copper cable coming through. I don't like the way that copper cable is performing. Nothing personal, smoking. I have 10 of these stations, 8 trains, and they're never delivering fast enough. Copper cable, copper cable, copper cable. Copper cable still needs, it's red here. I'm just not delivering enough copper cable. And then I need it for red circuits too. So I'm going to build 2 more copper cable trains. Because I've got, well, this one's waiting to load. This one's waiting to load. And then this one's waiting to load. Yeah. So 2 more copper cable trains. Then I'll program those and get them going. Now, if those are going to be, if I can bring these down, then I can reprogram this train to not have cargo wagon, or, because I always end up needing more than one train full of bacons. Oh no, this is for an outpost. I was thinking this. For like because if I reprogram Lycom's train to not have all of these bacons because I've got a dedicated train for it now, then I can get a lot more throughput here because I need a lot more belt. Yeah. So this might get refactored, and I'm standing over here, so I'll be able to do it. But my focus right now is in this part of town. Because I am going to be redoing every one of these assembly stations to not use as many medium power poles, because that's just a design flaw I have. So I'm going to take a snippet of each one of these, and I'm just going to have them all up there and see what I get and how much space I need and all that other stuff. Do I have any bots that are useless? Yes, I have bots that are useless. They are right here. So I'm going to send them up there to clear some more trees so I have some more space to work. And they have some landfill on them, so they'll be able to make this happen for me. I just have to avoid that one power line. All right, so let's start with what I would consider my basic stuff, right? Steel. I think steel is my bottom line, and then I'll go copper cable. And I'm going to have this working top to bottom. And once I'm done with this, I can also update my other blueprints that have the little snapshots, because I've got these little snapshot builds here. Like this is the full thing. Individual item producers, I just called them snapshots, but they're item producer builds. But I've got the individual ones here, right, that have no thing on them, but it's 4 solids in and a solid out. And those will get updated as well to remove the power poles. So I have some design work to do today. So that's steel. Next up is copper cable. It's also very likely that I'm going to be replacing these ABCDs with actual values. Also, it would be very helpful if I copied things correctly. So it's going to be a lot of me zooming in and out like this. So there's a 5 gap in between those by default. Oh, I have 2 of these I need to launch. Boy, I am getting scatterbrained here, folks. Let's go back and get this steel with its header. See, this steel is old design already. Sorry, fish. Then these guys off to go do more modules. And then after copper cable is green circuits, and then red circuits, and then blue circuits, and then modules. And then I have to backtrack and go to things like 5 is the quantity I want. That's the normal spacing. And blue circuits because it just completes the whole set. And then might as well go right on to these modules because they're right here and they're an integral part of this. And I'm hesitant to throw sulfur because it gets into pipes and I want to do those differently. I had room, I'd do 2 of them, but I don't. So we'll put sulfur here and use it as a bridge for sulfuric acid below it. So we're going to need some height here, and I don't want these to interfere with each other. So we're just going to arbitrarily go right there. And we'll put the sulfuric acid right there. It's a hell of a scream. All right, so that's sulfuric acid. Oil is going to be something different. So we'll do plastic next. Got all that. Don't focus on that. Gonna save this for the very end. Might as well go with these next. But we're gonna want to put refining somewhere, so that's gonna be what? So rocket control units, low density structures, rocket fuel, heavy oil. And then we've got cracking, and then yeah. So that doesn't work out very well for me. That barely fits, so we want to move this again. I'm debating how I want to arrange things here. Let's do solid fuel here, and then rocket fuel next to it. Tonight, I hope to expand this playlist by adding more music. And I might just stick it in a static playlist sequence so that it stops playing some of the same songs. For those of you on YouTube, no, there's no music because YouTube blocks all that. Okay, I don't want that. I need to move these. I can't afford for pipes or belts to connect vertically like that. There's a chance that things get corrupted. A belt gets redirected because of its neighbor. And that would be bad for me. Yeah, let's clear out some space to work. We're not going to do this here now. Might do it somewhere else some other time. And 987654321. Go on, you can do the last one. There you go. I hope that's annoying to you. Because you're annoying to me. Good. That's in pretty good shape. I should probably remove this from this playlist. Sleepy sleep time here. Oh, look, you're full. Well, you did some work. All right, so what have I got? Plastic, solid, rocket. So these are backwards, but I don't care. LDS. Actually, I do care. So that's sulfur, sulfuric acid, acid, and plastic. So the ones that have these chips in them, you don't. You're like out of chips. You've got 100 left. Are you really out of chips? So we gave you 2,000 chips. What did you do with them all? 778. So you've got about 800 chips. And this set needs 500. So you should be able to finish this. As well bring Zoe back. Hi, Vario. There's 4,000 in that. All right. So the ones I was diddling around and not picking up. Is this cracking? It's partner cracking. I don't think I need to put this large cracking here. Because it's already got these things. And it doesn't fit. I'll temporarily put it there. That's fine. Madman! Thank you for the sub. That's very kind of you. And it's a birthday. You've been born. And I'm going to drink some Monster to celebrate. So you should have had enough to finish this. You have 253. So you will finish this. Are you stuck? Are you frickin' stuck? Yeah, I don't care. Die! Die! While you're there, I'll probably refit you. More batteries. Fewer roboports, I think. I should not stand on the track. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different things here. Do I have 16 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, I do. However, I have a few more, a couple different other places that I probably want to do under the same design. But I'll do those later because I'm not going to be rebuilding any of this during this playthrough. But like, for example, belts and gears and inserters. So you should have been able to finish this. Good. So while I fiddled in my mind with how I want to make those changes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the sweet spot of where I can put a substation in every one of those build designs. Holy crap. All you're doing is exploring, right? Alright, well, you've still got a long ways to go. Alright, well, while you goof off, what I want to do here is remove... Alright, well, you can come back to here. What I want to do is remove all the power poles so that I can replace them. That must be on a blacklist because that was going to delete everything. Love this. I love this interface. So well done. All right, so in cracking, in fuel refining, this is... The unloaders on all of these are below. So this is essentially entry point. So I think what I'm going to do... These are not on the same sides. So I'm going to take this as the initial, right? So that's outside, 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 outside. So that would be here. But I know I cannot put it all the way in the corner because I know I have underbelt that has to go there. Maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in all the places where it will fit, right? So I'm going to try it. Okay, so I know this doesn't work there, so let's just scrap that idea. So we know for you, for cracking, it doesn't work. But there's nothing that says I can't move this up. So far, and I can also flip these, right? So I can feed them differently. Yeah, it's going to be more work because I have to adjust their heads. But I can just move these down. I want to have them in a smaller space right now so that I can look at them and see where these go. So I know I can't put them. So this is a 4 belts. This is one of my busiest. So I know I can't put them in the entrance areas at all, because these are there. So the only options I have is on the far side. And I cannot put them in the absolute corner, because if they're in the absolute corner, then this underbelt doesn't work. Now, whether I put them on the left side or the right side, good question. If I put them on the outside, then what's going to happen in terms of layout is that we have this sort of behavior. Not really ideal, but, in terms of spacing. Small overlap on there, large overlap on there. But when it comes to putting them near each other, they will auto-connect each other, and they'll cover the centers. So if I decide to run a row of roboports down there, I don't have a problem. Now, this is a unique build. That is, copper cable is a unique build because it overloads and it overfills. Now I have to do all of these this way, and I can't alternate them because I have no way to rotate it. So let me go get a second row of copper cable so I can confirm that. But this is the second row of copper cable. And the reason I bring copper cable special is because, well, copper cable is special. So what I would normally do is say we're going to alternate. Right? If I have things that have to do something out of the ordinary, I'm going to, and fluid pipes do that a lot. Fluid, chemical plants. There's only outputting on one side. It's only inputting on, in this case, it's inputting on one side. In this case, it's double input on one side with a very special setup and a single output on one side. So these chemical plants have to be rotated left to right. So which I'm calling the inside, because it's the inside pair. So that's a pair and that's a pair, and they're on the inside, and it's inside because that's where the A column of materials is. Which, by the way, looks like the cracking and the refining. I forgot their headers. So grab too much. So I screwed that up. Try it again. That's solid fuel. Don't want that. So that's the headers for that. I think he feels like making love. He's so horny. So fluid ones tend to rotate left right, and I've centered them around this. I've decided that their inputs will focus towards the center, towards the A and the C will be the primaries on that. And if that philosophy continues to other builds, then I'm going to put the power poles on the outside, which is the B and D. Which I'm fine with that. because this inside is going to be just full, period. Now this could go here on this one because it's the bottom one, but that's deceiving because I'm passing the copper plate through here. So although it looks like I have room for it on this one, I don't actually. So the reason I brought this here is because on chemical plants, I flipped these center ones so that they're facing the other way. Right? So outputs are on the outside. Outputs are on the outside, if you will. Which means that if I was to put output on the outside of this one, then I would have to find a way to merge into this, which there's just no way that's going to happen. And no need to do it either. Because they're just feeding up. They're not going into balancers, but they're each going into different wagons. So I'm okay with this setup. Copper cable being a unique beast. But precedent is that from steel, that's the setup. So what I'm going to do is see if I can get that to apply to as many places as possible. And I have no problem reconfiguring another one to fit that. Now, this is another one that's unique. This is sulfuric acid. And the reason this one's different is because I'm double feeding sulfur because it just eats sulfur. And I'm taking water. It's also a single thing. You can't stack. I mean, I could stack more than one, but you won't because you just don't need that much sulfuric acid. For what I'm doing. It's just, I don't need that much sulfuric acid. And so I'm double feeding sulfur on the outside on the B column. The A and the B is double sulfur. Water is extra feed, is being fed on D. I have 2 wagons of water being unloaded because it uses so much. And then the iron that it uses, I'm single feeding in the middle, which is way outside of what I normally do. But again, it's a chemical plant. Chemical plants don't let you do what you want to do. Chemical plants make you do what they want to do. Even if I took the traditional route and I was to do something where I jacked this around and I had my pipes come out the center. So I would run a pipe along here and then feed it out there. It would prevent me from feeding iron here, right? Because I don't have room if I put pipes here and here. I don't have room to have an underbelt come here and unload and split and fit in because I don't have room for the underbelt and the splitter because the pipe connection. Hi, kitty cat. Oh, look, it's within 3 hours of when you sometimes might get a treat, and so you've come along to bother me for a treat. You're such a good cat. You're much better than bots. So, sulfuric acid has a very unique build, and I have no problem going, it doesn't work. Also, it doesn't work. I'm going to come back to sulfuric acid because you're a butt munch, sulfuric acid, and I don't like you anymore. You are not invited to Christmas. Now, these 3 are unique in that rocket fuel, low-density structures, and rocket control units and rocket fuel. First of all, I don't want these here. I'll be right back.